right, so let's start today on our belly, which is usually what we do for backbending practice. And you just make yourself comfy laying on your belly there. And let's start today with just a little bit of breath awareness. So allowing yourself to notice the breath, to feel it coming and going. And then to begin to deepen your breathing. And as most of you know, we do this in 3 parts. So inhale, belly, ribs, upper chest. Exhale, reverse that, chest, ribs, and the belly pull toward the spine. And that's called complete or 3-part yogic breathing. In Sanskrit, that's dirga. Okay, after a few of those deep dirga breaths, let's layer on another technique. That's called Ujjayi. Ujjayi is like fogging a mirror, but just with the mouth closed. And it also is on the inhale as well as the exhale. So I don't know if you can tell, but we're actually already in a little bit of a backbend. If you look at my image in the camera there, hopefully you can see a little arching in my spine. Now it's not much. It's not to say that, you know, I'm getting a great backbend here, but this is sort of the beginning of what we'll be doing, which is one of the reasons why we start in this position for the backbend class. So related with backbending is tension in the front of the thigh and the front of the hip. So let's go ahead and see if we can access that tension that might be there. We just bend the right knee and then straighten it. And we're using the hamstrings here, and we're trying to stretch the front of the thigh just a little bit. So we're just bending and straightening a few times. And, you know, you might already feel a stretch just doing that. So after a few times of doing that, just sort of saying hello to those muscles, let's reach back and try grabbing the foot with the hand, okay? So if you can't grab the foot, try using a strap or a towel or, you know, a belt or a tie, something like that. And grab the foot and just pull it in gently and see if you can find that stretch at the front of the thigh. Then you're just going to breathe into that a bit. Okay, then we release that side. We do the same thing on the other side. So we bend the knee. You don't need to prop yourself up. I'm just doing that so that I can keep talking to the camera here. So we bend the knee, we straighten the knee, right? Doing that a few times. Good, and then same thing on this side. We reach back, we grab that foot, and just very gently, we're looking for that stretch in the front of the thigh. Just going to breathe into that. Good. Then we release that foot, press back into a tabletop position. And then this is another back bend. Again, these might be hidden from view for some people. So as we inhale, tailbone lifts, belly drops, crown of the head up. Again, if you look at my back, hopefully you can see the arch there. And then we go into a forward bend. Exhale, tuck tailbone, round the back, crown of the head down. So just very simple, alternating back and forth between a back bend and a forward bend. And hopefully this doesn't generate any kind of pain or discomfort. And if it does, hopefully with a few repetitions, that pain and discomfort begins to soften and release. Let's do a few side to side as well. So bringing the knees together, take a deep breath, exhale the hips to one side, inhale center, and exhale to the other side. Good. Now coming back to center, let's tuck those toes. We'll lift the hips. Coming back into a downward facing dog. Let's pedal out those feet a bit. Give them a good stretch. And then we can come into our full downward dog here. From the down dog, let's walk our feet to the hands, and we'll take a few moments in the ragdoll. So you can grab the opposite elbow here. And for me today, I'm definitely feeling some sensitivity in this position, which is interesting because it's not a particularly deep posture, but I'm definitely feeling it. So again, I try and tell you guys these things so you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying these warm-ups are an opportunity to kind of notice where we are. So that sensitivity I'm feeling, I'm definitely going to kind of be aware of that as I practice, because it may show up in other postures and I may actually have to, kind of back off from where I might usually go as a result. Thankfully, as I stay here and I breathe, I feel some of that leaving, some of that tension releasing. So that's a good sign. Okay, arms relaxed. We're going to inhale and just roll up to standing. And now that we've done those kind of simpler warm-ups and we've kind of taken inventory, now we do some more vigorous warm-ups, which are the sun salutations. So feet touching or hip distance, we inhale, join the palms, or they can be parallel. And this is our first sort of asana back bend, right? So the other back bends were warm-ups. This is maybe a warm-up, but it's also a posture. This is called Anuvirtasana. So from the pubic bone through the chin, how much space can I create in this posture here? And as I try and stretch the front of my body, what do I feel in my back? Can I keep space on my back as well as stretch the front at the same time? Good. Let's inhale through center. We exhale into a forward fold. Placing the palms flat, bending the knees as necessary, letting the neck relax. And then inhale to the fingertips, or you can take hands to shins, lengthening out the spine. And as you exhale, planting those hands and stepping the right foot and then the left foot to the top of your push-up. Ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels align. Let's take a deep breath in. We'll drop those knees and we'll come down about halfway, elbows hugging the ribs as we take a breath. And then with the next exhale, we come the rest of the way down. Now here's another back bend, right? So the feet are together, pressing into the ground. And as I inhale, I'm going to lift my hands, head, and chest. So I'm just using the back muscles, okay? So again, this is more about strengthening those back muscles than it is working the joints as much as possible. Let's place the hands back on the ground, but not use them to push any further. So we're just letting the limits of our back strength limit how far we go. Let's exhale back down. We press back to a tabletop and then to the downward facing dog for a few breaths. Okay, let's do another round. So we inhale to the toes as we fill those lungs. Exhale, step, jump, or float to the front edge of the mat. We inhale to standing back bend again, stretching the front of the body. And then this time, grabbing the right wrist, the left hand, let's stretch the right side of the body. That's half moon. So inhale back to center and we'll stretch the other side. Side bends and back bends actually are somewhat related. They're kind of similar postures in many ways. Let's inhale back to center and we'll exhale to a forward fold. Inhale to the half lift and then this time step the left foot and then the right top of your push-up. As usual, you have the option knees up or down. That should be based largely on your ability to maintain proper form at the bottom of your push-up. So take a deep breath in and then exhale halfway down, elbows hug the ribs. And then inhale, straighten the arms and legs for up dog. So much deeper back bend, right? And we're not using back muscles as much. So we're actually using leverage, gravity in the arms to take a deeper back bend, but we're not strengthening the back as much. All right, as we exhale, we pull both feet in and lift the hips up and back. So back bends, again, the important thing is not just how deep the back bend is, but also are we strengthening the back or not? So I always try and include some postures that will help strengthen the back ultimately. Okay, let's do one more. So we inhale to the toes, fill the lungs. Exhale, step, jump, float, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend, up and back. Exhale, half moon, stretch the right side. Inhale, stretch the left side. Inhale and sit into your imaginary seat for the chair pose. With the inhale, let's come up and back, stretching the front of the body, and then exhale, forward fold, empty the lungs. Inhale to the half lift, and exhale, if you can, jump both feet back to the bottom of a push-up. Inhale to the upward dog and do a push-up on your way back to the down dog. Hopefully at this point you're feeling some heat building from within. That's definitely intentional. If you're sweating a bit, that's not a bad thing either, not from the yogic perspective, okay? All right, so let's bring our feet to touch. We'll inhale the right leg up and back. Bend the knee, and as we exhale, we bring the knee toward the belly, out to the right and back behind for some hip circles. Okay, do a few in each direction and pay attention to what you feel in the hip as you do that. Good. From there, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, lunge. As you inhale, come into Ashta Chandrasana, crescent lunge. So today, we're definitely emphasizing the back bend quality of this posture. The front foot and knee point straight ahead. The left hip is forward, the right hip is back. The left heel, the back heel, is reaching toward the ground, and that leg is straight. Now the heel is directly behind the toes. That means it will not reach the ground. It really doesn't matter how flexible your ankle is, okay? The upper body is up and back, and you should notice the further you take the upper body back, the more the stretch at the front of your left hip is, okay? So again, those are your hip flexors, and that's an area we need to open up to do back bend work. So that's what we're doing here. We're stretching it, and we're taking a few breaths right into the front of that hip. Good. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale, bottom of the push-up as you make your way back to down dog. You will see me skip push-ups because, again, as I've learned over time, if I do all the push-ups in class, I can't teach it at the same time, okay? All right, let's do side two. So feet touch. We inhale, left leg up and back. Bend the knee, and we make some big circles. And we do a few in each direction. I'm happy to report I don't really feel much in this hip today. This is my cranky hip, but it's not that cranky today, thankfully. Let's exhale, lunge. We inhale to our crescent lunge. Now again, if you can see, my upper body is back. My knee is still lunging. I'm pulling that right hip forward. And the combination of my right hip forward with my upper body back really stretches out those hip flexors. Good. Let's take a deep breath. We exhale, bottom of the push-up, and make your way back to the downward facing dog. Okay, from here we exhale onto the belly, and we will take a look at several asymmetrical back bends to start, and then we'll look into doing some symmetrical work a little later. So the first one I want to look at is Ardha Shalabhasana, the half locust. Very, very simple. We just want to lift one side, okay? So we bring our arms out in front of us, legs behind us, and on the inhale, let's just lift the right arm and leg as high as we can. Okay, now probably, if you're like me, you immediately feel a certain kind of intensity here, right? And so see if you can just relax with that intensity. It's just, you know, the feeling of your muscles working and your heart beating, the heat being generated. And again, in this practice, heat isn't a bad thing. It's not our enemy. We're not trying to avoid it. So we're just breathing. Good. Exhale that side down. Take a breath. And then inhale the left side up. So again, for me, it doesn't take more than just a few seconds. I begin feeling that kind of intensity, almost like a quivering or a shaking feeling in the muscles. In fact, your limbs may begin to shake. But again, if we actually check in, there's nothing life-threatening happening. It's just kind of an intense feeling. And we might feel like something really bad is happening. But if we actually check, it's like nothing really bad is happening. It just doesn't feel very good. Good. Exhale, come on down. And then from there, you can vinyasa or go straight back to down dog. You all know I have to skip vinyasas to teach the class, but you're welcome to as well if you find yourself getting winded especially. We're not really looking for like a Western workout out of breath kind of thing with yoga most of the time. Generally, we want the breath to be very full and deep and relatively relaxed. So that's one measure. You know, you find yourself hyperventilating, then maybe just ease up a little bit. Skip some vinyasas, take a child pose. Okay, good work. So let's inhale to the toes. We're going to exhale front edge of the mat. And from there, we inhale to our standing back bend. And then let's exhale to a chair twist. So just bending the knees for chair pose, we twist open to the right, like so. Okay, so I'm trying to keep my hips forward, and I'm trying to get my chest to face the right wall there, reaching the fingertips forward and back. Good, let's inhale back to standing back bend, and we'll twist over to the other side. Again, think about that hip, left hip. Try and draw it forward. Think about that left shoulder, try and draw it back. Good, let's inhale, standing back bend, and exhale, forward fold. We inhale to a half lift, and then exhale, step, jump, float, bottom of your push-up, make your way to down dog. All right, so let's take things a step further. We're going to bring our feet to touch here. We'll inhale, right leg up and back, and that is a three-legged dog. The foot is flexed. The toes, knee, and hip are pointing down. Okay, let's take a deep breath. We exhale and lunge, and we will inhale to a crescent lunge. Let's do a little flow with this posture. So exhale, bend those arms. Inhale up to this position, stupa, which is basically neutral. It's a transition, so you're not going to feel much here. And then exhale into crescent lunge, facing the back of your mat. Good. Inhale back up to stupa, and then exhale to the front of the mat. So remember, today the big thing is the stretch at the front of the hip, right? So make sure that you're finding that stretch each time you're coming into the pose. There also is some strengthening for the front leg and thigh as you come into the posture, okay? So those are kind of the two qualities we're looking for here. Okay, as we come into our crescent lunge, next time, let's inhale up and then exhale to a warrior two pose, okay? So in the warrior two, the front thigh is pretty much the same, the front foot and thigh. The hips and chest now face the left wall. The arms are parallel with the ground. Back leg is straight, and thus the stretch in the hip is going to be a little bit different, okay? Breathing here, just finding strength, steadiness, and calmness. Good. Let's inhale back up to crescent lunge, and we exhale bottom of the push-up. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So here we are in our downward dog. We bring feet to touch. Inhale, left leg up and back, three-legged dog pose. Okay, foot is flexed, toes, knee, and hip point down. Breath is deep. We take a nice deep breath, exhale and lunge, and we inhale to a crescent lunge. Exhale, bend the arms, and then we inhale up to stupa. We exhale to a crescent lunge facing the back of the mat. And it's just that same pattern. Again, the repetition of the stretch can be very, very beneficial in many ways. What I find is there are two basic camps in modern yoga, kind of the traditional approach, which is holding postures for a long time. and then the new approach of flowing and moving constantly. My approach is they're both beneficial. Let's inhale and exhale to our warrior two. That's what I find the research shows. So ideally, we do both in a class, and they both complement one another. Holding a posture will give us certain benefits and help us with flowing, and flowing will also help us and give us certain benefits with holding a posture. So that's how I try and design my class. I know that many people are looking for a class that's just one or the other, but I think we really need both to get the most out of our practice. Okay, let's inhale to our crescent, and we exhale bottom of the push-up. Let's make our way to the downward facing dog. Okay, so let's take a look at another back bend. We exhale onto the belly, and we'll take things just a step further than before. So the next step, for me at least, that makes sense, would be half bow, Ardha Dhanurasana. So bending the knee, I reach back and I grab the foot. Now the foot can flex or point. I can also hold the shin if that's better. The foot, the ankle, the shin, all are equal in my book. Okay? We'll keep that left hand on the ground, left leg on the ground. Exhale. As you inhale, just kick the right leg up and back. Lift the head, the neck, the chest. And again, try and create a bow. You can see mine's not very deep. That's just my body. It's not going to change, I don't think. But I'm still getting the work here. Good. Exhale, release that side. Take a breath. And side two, we bend that left leg, grab it, exhale, and then inhale, kicking up and back, lifting up and back. Good. Exhale, come on down. Take a breath. And as you're ready, you Vinyasa or go straight back to your down dog. Good. All right. So continuing on, let's inhale to the toes. We exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhaling up to our standing back bend. Let's exhale and chair twist to the right. Inhale, chair twist to the left. Inhale and prayer twist to the right. Okay, so hips are down, spine is long, palms between the elbows, the shoulders back, the gaze is up, and we try and slow and deepen that breath. Good, let's inhale back up, standing back bend, and let's take a nice deep twist in the opposite direction. Good, inhale, standing back bend, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to the half lift, and exhale, bottom of your push-up, making your way to downward dog. All right, great work, everybody. So continuing on, let's bring our feet to touch. We'll inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale the right knee high up on the right arm. Then inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, touch the knee to the chin, nose, or forehead. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale to the opposite arm. Kick the foot out, drop the back heel, and inhale, the left arm up into fallen triangle. Make sure your right shoulder is engaged. Good. Exhale that hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And inhale to crescent lunge. Exhale, bend those arms. Inhale up, kind of like a half stupa. And then exhale to a warrior two. Good. Inhale to stupa. And exhale to warrior two. Inhale to the half stupa. And exhale to crescent. Good. So should be pretty straightforward flow, right? Just those 3 or 4 positions, depending on how you want to count. Let's go through it again. So inhale up, exhale, warrior two. Now again, I am trying to feel those hips and legs as I come into the active postures, right? Good. From this crescent, let's inhale, arms up, exhale, hands to hips. We will straighten the straighten the front knee and step the back foot in. We'll square off the hips here, okay? Now let's do a slightly different version of the Parsvottanasana, okay? We usually do one with the arms up, the pyramid pose. But today, let's just see if we can do this. Bring the hands behind us and join the palms together, crossing the right thumb over the left thumb, okay? So I don't know if you can see that. Now, if you can't do that, try grabbing opposite wrist or opposite elbow, okay? And just try and make note of which hand is in which position so you can change it for the next time. We don't want to do this. This is like a different thing, okay? So ideally it's this, or again, opposite wrist or elbow. Good, let's take a nice deep breath, and as we exhale, we hinge from the hips. And as usual with the pyramid, we see if we can touch our forehead to the knee. Good. Let's inhale as we stand back up. Bring those arms up and exhale, bottom of the push-up, okay? And make your way to down dog. Okay, side 2, feet touch. We inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee, left arm. Good, inhale, lift. Exhale, center. Inhale, and exhale, opposite arm. Kick it out, and inhale, fallen triangle. Good, exhale that hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge, and inhale to crescent lunge. Exhale, bend the arms. Inhale to a half stupa, and exhale to a warrior two. Inhale, half stupa, and exhale, warrior two. Inhale, half stupa, and exhale, crescent. Good, so again, the repetition works by feeling those legs. If we don't feel the legs working, then there's a good chance they aren't, right? We're not really getting much benefit. So try and find the edge every time you come into the posture, even if it's just for a moment. Good. Now this time, let's inhale those arms up. Exhale, hands to hips. Straighten out those legs, square the hips off, and then the hands behind the back, left thumb over right. Okay, take a nice deep breath and exhale to this variation of the pyramid pose. Good. Let's inhale back up and exhale bottom of the push-up, making your way to downward dog. All right. It's great work, everybody. Let's take a look at another back bend from here. So we take a nice deep breath, we exhale onto the belly. So again, in my view, we are taking things step by step, progressively deeper. So you might find at some point for your body, taking it further doesn't make sense. So I want you to know that you can repeat the half locust or the half floor bow, which we did earlier. Those are the two back bends we did from the same position. However, again, our bodies tend to be use it or lose it. So let's see if we have the ability to take things one step further. First thing, prop yourself up as I am propped up here, elbows directly below the shoulders. Then just take your left forearm and bring it across the front edge of the mat. So the forearm is parallel with the front edge, okay? Elbow is still below the shoulder on the left side. I bend the right knee. And last time we were kicking up and back, right? This time we apply pressure down for what's called the half frog. Notice my elbow is bent, right? It's not this of the half bow, it's this. The reason I'm belaboring this point is every time I teach this in person, I see people doing the half bow. A lot of people don't really listen completely. They just sort of assume they know where a teacher is going. Because half bow is more popular and taught more often, a lot of times the minute a teacher says grab your foot, they immediately try and do the half bow pose, okay? So we're applying pressure down. Let's turn the fingers around if possible and grab the toes with the fingers. And again, I apply pressure down. You will probably feel this in the front of your hip and thigh and possibly in your back as well. Now it is a back bend. So in order to take it a step further, I can bring my left hand to the ground and push back. Now I definitely feel it in my back. Now again, most of us don't get enough back bends. So this might feel very unusual. It might be intense. But we don't want to do it if it's dangerous. And sometimes that can be a difficult call to make. All right, let's exhale, we'll come down and we'll switch sides. This is actually great preparation posture for really deep back bends. So it tends to work all the right areas in the spine, in the hips, to ready us to go into deeper back bend work. Okay, so again, front of the thigh on this side, it's super intense for me. For whatever reason, that left thigh is really, I guess there's a lot of tension there for some reason. Good, so come on down. So again, holding postures, super valuable, while flowing in and out can be valuable as well. We really want to hold some postures. So again, notice the perhaps impatience that can sometimes arise when we're holding a posture for more than a half breath. Oftentimes the mind is restless and it's ready to move on. Doesn't mean we're not actually getting benefit by staying there. Okay, so Vinyasa, or go straight back to your down dog and we'll continue on. From here, let's take a nice deep breath in. We're going to exhale front of the mat. Let's reset with a few twists. So we inhale up and back and exhale twisting to the right. Inhale, twist to the left. Inhale, deeper twist to the right. Okay. And then from there, let's explore the side crow. Inhale, open those arms. Exhale, hands to the ground, shoulder width, gaze up, and then shift weight from the feet to the hands for the side crow. Keep the knees bent and keep the legs together. Now, if you're having trouble with that, try swinging the right elbow to the right hip and use 2 points of contact, which looks like that. It looks almost the same, but biomechanically it's pretty different. Let's try it on the other side. So we inhale up and exhale first to the prayer twist, right? From there we inhale, open the arms, and then exhale, hands to the ground. And we try and, again, shift weight off the feet. Whether I have 1 point of contact or 2 is going to depend on my shoulder and arm strength and stability. How much stability can I create there? That's pretty much it. So until you're ready to use 1 point of contact, use 2. It's not a problem. You get a lot of the same benefit. All right, good work. Let's inhale, standing back bend, up and back, and we release into a forward fold. Inhale to the half lift and exhale, bottom of your push-up. Okay, so continuing on, we are in our home stretch. Let's bring feet to touch. We inhale, right leg up and back. We bend the knee, open up the hip, and again, if it feels safe to do so, let's flip that dog over. Let's take a nice deep breath. We can exhale, lunge, and we inhale to the crescent lunge. Exhale, bend those arms. Good. Inhale, half stupa, and exhale to warrior two. Inhale, stupa, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, half stupa, exhale, crescent, right? So we're just doing, exhale, crescent. Then we inhale, arms up, straighten the front knee, and we exhale to a pyramid, right? We won't do the hands. There's just not enough time to do that. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale to crescent lunge. Inhale to the half stupa. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, warrior two facing front. Inhale, half stupa. Exhale, crescent lunge. Good. Inhale, straighten the front knee, step the back foot, and exhale, pyramid. Let's see if we can do that whole thing again. Inhale back up and exhale, crescent lunge. Inhale up and exhale, warrior two. Inhale up and exhale, warrior two facing back. Inhale up and crescent lunge facing back. Inhale, step it in, pyramid prep, and exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale back up. Exhale, step back into a lunge, crescent. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two facing front. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two, crescent lunge facing front. Inhale, step it in, straighten arms and legs, and exhale, pyramid. Good. From the pyramid pose, look up, lift the back heel up, flex the foot, pointing the toes, knee, and hip down. And on the inhale, try and lift the arms up into a warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3 pose. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up, and make your way to downward dog. Okay, side 2. So feet touch. We inhale left leg. We'll bend that knee, open the hip, and again, we can flip that dog over. This is a back bend too. It's an asymmetrical back bend. Again, it may not look like one the way I do it, but we're using all the same things as we would in a back bend here. Good. Let's exhale and lunge. And we'll inhale to our crescent lunge. And we exhale, we just bend those arms. Inhale and exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, exhale, warrior 2, facing back. Inhale, crescent lunge, facing back. Then inhale, step it in, and exhale, pyramid. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale, crescent. Inhale, exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, warrior 2 facing front. Inhale, crescent facing front. Inhale, and pyramid facing front. Good. Let's do both sides again. Inhaling up. Exhale, crescent. Inhale, warrior 2. Warrior 2. Crescent. Pyramid. Crescent. Warrior 2. Warrior 2 facing front. Crescent facing front. Pyramid facing front. Good. With the next inhale, let's lift that back heel, right? And with the next inhale, we'll lift those arms. Good. Exhale, bottom the push-up, and let's make our way back to downward dog. Okay, so good work, everybody. Let's exhale onto the belly, and let's do 3 back bends on our belly. And these will relate with the back bends we've done throughout the class. Okay, so we're just going to do the full version of each back bend we've already done. And again, when we do the full version, it tends to be more intense on the spine. Okay, so first is the locust, Shalabhasana. Arms are out in front, palms are down, mouth, chin, or forehead on the mat. Inhale, lift everything that you can lift as high as you can lift it. Good. Exhale, come on down. Turn the head to one side. Relax and breathe. So again, back bends tend to be really intense in terms of the amount of sensation that we feel. So just try and keep that in mind. If you're not actually in danger, at least most of us aren't, it's rare that, you know, a back bend is actually going to be injurious for us as long as we're relatively healthy. Okay, second level of intensity. And again, if this is not for you, just repeat what we just did. We'll do the floor bow, right? This is the progression we did during the class. So grabbing the feet the ankles or the shin bones. Feet can flex or point. Exhale here. And then inhale, kicking up and back with both legs. Good. Exhale, come on down. Relax arms and legs. Turn the head to the opposite side and breathe. Okay, let's do one more and then we'll counter stretch. Okay, I know some of you are probably feeling like you want to move in the opposite direction, and we will in a moment. So full frog. Again, this may not be for you. You can repeat floor bow or locust, grabbing the feet. Look at my elbows. See, I'm pressing down, and that lifts my upper body up. If I can, I turn my fingers around and grab my toes. Okay, and this is the full frog. Good. Take a deep breath and exhale. Let it go. Turn the head in the opposite direction. Okay, let's bring our arms out like wings, palms down. Bend those knees. Drop the feet gently side to side. Do as many of those as you like. When you're done, press back into child pose. Breathe into your low back. Good, let's inhale and we will sit up. Let's cross those ankles, bring our legs out in front of us. So inhale, legs out, arms out, and then exhale, rolling back. Once you get there, draw the legs in, give them a nice squeeze. You can make some circles on your back. And then we will extend the arms out to the side, and we're just going to drop our knees to the left as you look to your right. Let the breathing be natural. Then we inhale, knees back to center, and we exhale them off to the right side this time. Good. Let's inhale those knees back to center. This time we'll grab the soles of the feet. Give everything a little stretch, right? Like our legs and our back. Take your time, but when you're done, come into the corpse pose shavasana. Grab your phone, set a timer for at least 5 minutes, preferably 6. And then close your eyes and see if you can just let your body be still for those 6 minutes.